Hello besties, I'm doing my straight hair routine. Whether or not you should take my advice on how to straighten your hair this way is completely up to you because I don't have a good history at looking after my hair. But I just washed it and it's Christmas Day tomorrow, so I am going to straighten it. And I'm going to be using, oh Jesus Christ, let's not break anything, Mary. I'm going to be using this Amica Blowout Babe thermal brush to dry it and to kind of get some bounce to it afterwards. And I'm going to straighten it with my Dyson with my initials on it. This is the Dyson. I really hope this is fully charged because I don't have time to start charging it. But yeah, it's wireless, which is fun. Dyson kindly gifted me this. I bought this one myself. So let's get into it. I asked you guys on Instagram to send me some questions and assumptions to answer during this video. I haven't looked at any of them yet. I'm kind of scared, but we're gonna do this. So let's get into it. Okay, I'm gonna start by using this Living Proof Restore Smooth Blowout Concentrate and just like brush that through my hair. Great, this is what my hair looks like before we do anything. In my head, doing it this way saves time, but I don't actually know if it does. But I basically like put it up like this and then I just oil and brush out this bit and then immediately get to work with the thermal brush. I'm saying this like this is a routine. I did this like once the other day and it looked kind of decent. So yeah, I'm just gonna plug this in and we'll get to answering Q's and A's. Questions and assumptions. See, I wasn't just speaking incorrectly. That was correct. Well done, me. Go Mary. Okay. Okay, that's on. Let's go. Okay. The first question is, how did you grow your TikTok? Did you have a strategy or was it just very organic? So my plan was to never do TikTok. Like I refused to download the app for so long. Like all through lockdown, imagine everyone's on TikTok, everyone's talking about it, and I was like, I would never do that. It's like an app that used to be Musically, not for me. Obviously, I'm Boo Boo the Fool now, but I basically just made a bunch of videos about like how upset I was with lockdown, like as everyone was at the time, and then I made a video about being a student, and like literally I just made these videos like to have a place to rant because obviously like we were in lockdown, and so like my parents can only take so much of me, you know? And then I made a video and it kind of blew up, and then I just kept making videos. Now here we are. So yeah, it was very organic. It wasn't intentional at all. So there wasn't a strategy behind it. And like even to this day, I don't really know like how to describe like a way to grow a TikTok because I don't really know. I think it is just like organic, and like TikTok is such a unique app in the sense that it allows for organic growth in a much faster way than any other social media app. So yeah, that was super organic. And like so grateful that people even found me tolerable to listen to. Yeah, I'm gonna go in with the brush now. And okay, there's a lot of hair on it, so please just ignore that. But there's like this one part that's not bristly, and so I use that. This brush gets so fucking hot, so just an FYI if you're gonna use that. But I don't use it the way it's meant to at first. I just use it to like dry my hair and brush it through like this, because that doesn't look great. Guys, don't hire me to do hair anytime soon. Okay, the next question is, do you ever feel pressure to act a certain way in your videos because you know people are watching them? No, I think I was very lucky with like how I grew my TikTok because it was during lockdown, and so like I didn't really feel the need to impress anyone. And I think that was like a big thing with lockdown because we were all so far away from each other. Like even with my friends that I like had in real life, I realized that I did spend a lot of time trying to impress people. And so because I didn't have those people around me, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna be me for once in my life. And that's what like made my TikTok. And so now, yeah, I just think being me has always been something that I was really ashamed of. And then I made a TikTok and it was like, oh, this is really validating actually. Like people like me. And so, yeah, my videos are pretty much like what you get in real life. But I will say that sometimes I do like see trends and stuff, and sometimes I'll make a video because it's a trend to like make that specific type of video, and it will just feel so inauthentic, and then I won't post it, and I'm just like it's so fine if I don't post a million videos today. Like the ones that I have posted are very me and they feel right and they fit my channel, and I would prefer that than to make a bunch of videos that didn't feel anything like who I was, because I also think like I'm out and about so much in London that like if I made videos that were nothing like who I am in real life, then people would meet me and be like, the fuck? And like I meet so many of you guys at Soul Cycle. Like imagine if I was just a completely different person. This is just like my alter ego. Imagine, that's so funny. Yeah, I don't know, I'm not that good of an actor to do that. Do you ever miss uni? Would you like to go back? I don't miss my uni because I just didn't really like it. And I've look at me, guys, you're taking hair advice from someone who does their hair like this. But yeah, I don't miss my uni at all. Like I'm really happy that I'm not there anymore. But I think at some point in my life, like I probably will go back to school. I was looking at writing courses the other day and like short courses. So like maybe, but I don't know. I don't miss the uni experience. I had it. I did freshers. Like I think that's the uni experience. Like I lived away from home. I lived with people in my halls, and so yeah, I don't miss it at all. I think I got like a good enough experience of uni to like say I did it, but yeah, I don't miss it. Anyway, I'm basically just gonna go over my whole head like this. It takes a while, I'll be real with you, because like I just got out of the bath, so my hair is wet. If that wasn't clear, the towel wasn't just for decoration. I don't know. Well, how do people do their own hair? Like, look at me. I'm breaking wrists doing this. Okay, so my Dyson is dead-ish, so I'm gonna charge that. But I told a lie, guys. I'm not gonna blow dry my whole head. I'm gonna go bit by bit and do that all throughout. But let's have a little drinky drink. Let's have a little bevy. I bought these High Noon seltzers today, which I've never had before. I had a pineapple one earlier. I was gonna say I had a seltzer one, obviously. I had a pineapple one earlier, and this one's lime. So let's get into it. So I'm just waiting for my Dyson to fully turn on, put it on highest heat, and there we go. Okay, so the next question is, oh no, this is an assumption. I regret dropping out of law school sometimes. So this is a sticky one because I don't regret it. I don't. I just often ponder about what my life would have panned out to be like because it was such a big goal of mine. And sometimes I feel like maybe I've let myself down. But then I remember like if I'd stayed, like my life wouldn't be what it is now. And so I definitely don't regret it because it is the reason I get to do this and it's the reason I'm sat down making a video right now. But I do still question if it was the right decision every day. But I like really want to set that as a goal for myself in the new year to like stop wondering, you know, when your hair just fries off, to stop wondering what if and to start living in the moment, because you can't keep saying what if. Like, this is my life now and I can always go back to law school, but right now I'm doing this and like I really have to learn to accept that. Okay, so the next one is a question and it says, any advice for finding your people when you're not sociable or good in social settings? And I really do relate to this because I am always the person who's like trying to hide in the corner of the room because I just like am not the best socially. I always like jumble up my words and get like super confused on like who knows who, and like it's just very overwhelming for me. And I found that like always having a safety person or a comfort person has helped me so much because I actually surround myself with a lot of extroverted people, and like my dad's super extroverted, my best friends are super extroverted, and so that kind of makes it easier to go to social settings. But I will say, if you can't bring anyone with you and if you are alone, like, compliment people. I know it's so superficial. I mean, your compliment doesn't have to be superficial, but like the act of complimenting can be perceived as superficial. But it's like such a nice way to like start a conversation off on a good note. You know, if you're just like, oh my god, I love that jumper, like, where's it from? Or like, oh my god, your eyebrows are so good, do you do them yourself? Like, anything like that. Or just like, if you see that you have something in common, bring it up, because then it will kind of roll from there. Like, you've set the conversation up for a good, like, I don't know what the word is. Longevity? No. You just set the conversation up well. And so I find that, you know, I always be like, if there's someone else alone, like, I'll go up to him and be like, oh, everyone knows each other here. And then, bam, you found yourself a friend. But I understand that the first step is biting the bullet and doing that, and that's the hardest bit. But like, you have nothing to lose. That's something I've had to remind myself of a lot. You actually have nothing to lose by being nice to someone. I feel like, especially like going to influencer events and stuff like that, really creeps me out, because like I don't like really have that many friends in this world. Not in this world, wow, I meant in the like social media world. Well, actually, I don't have that many friends in the real world too, but like, I've spoken to a few people and like they've just completely ignored me, and I'm like, I'm never opening my mouth again. But like, I have nothing to lose from it. Like, at the end of the day, if they didn't want to speak to me, that's fine. But then, like, I know that I was nice enough to try and start a conversation, and like, I get to walk away with that. So yeah, that's my advice. Bring a comfort person or spark a conversation based on similarities that you perceive. Okay, this is where we're at, and my Dyson has died, so I need to let that charge for a bit. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But let's get back into the cues. The Amica thermal brush thing just has to be on constant charge, whereas the Dyson is like wireless to an extent. I think it's like 30 minutes you can use it. I haven't even been doing my hair for 30 minutes, but I love it. Nothing straightens my hair like the Dyson. I literally have this GHD, like the OG GHD. Actually, maybe I'll use that while my Dyson charges. That could be a shout. But yeah, this is just like the basic one. But the Dyson is like amazing. Like, it does this in like 2 go-overs, whereas the GHD takes a lot longer. But like I said, back to the questions. Okay. Neither a cue or an assumption, but Mary, you always make my day with your content. I love you. Thank you. What's the best part about being an adult, and what's the worst part? I'd say the best part about being an adult is like not having to answer to anybody. Like, to an extent, I do still answer to my parents because I live under their roof, and like that's just the respectful thing to do. But like, literally the second I turn 18, like, my parents don't like ring me when I'm out late. They like want to know I'm okay. Like, if I don't come home in the morning, then they ring me. Like, if I'm not in my bed by like 9 AM, then they'll like, Mary, like, are you alive? But they're never like, where are you? What are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. So that's probably the best part of being an adult, and like kind of not having to answer to anybody, like even outside of my household. Like, I don't owe anyone any explanations. But then I'd say the worst part is paying taxes. Yeah. That was a rough realization for me. Okay. Tips for motivation. I always say write everything down. Everything you want to achieve, everything you want to do in a day, whether it's a to-do list, a monthly goal plan, a yearly goal plan, a 5-year plan, whatever it is, write it down. There is something in the power of manifesting that happens when you are writing things down, like actually making it a physical thing, like a tangible thing that you can touch and look at, has so much power. Do not underestimate the power of writing things down. So first and foremost, write everything down. Secondly, my next tip for motivation is building a routine. So I am very strict with my routine, in the sense that, not that I punish myself for it or anything like that, but I am so, like, I don't allow for leeway that much. So if I have a plan with myself that I want to work out 5 days this week, and I am scared I'm going to lack the motivation for it, I will book all of those 5 workout classes, and I will say no to anything that interferes with those workout classes. We can push it. I can say yes, and we can push it to after the workout class. But if I need to be motivated to work out, that's what I'll do. Like, I make my routine for the week surround the things that I want to do. And so if your thing is like studying and you need to study and you're lacking the motivation to study, then give yourself allocated time within the week to do the studying or whatever it is that you want to be motivated to do. And, you know, there's always the possibility that during that time you're not going to do it, but try and put yourself into a situation where you can't not do it. So for me, that's working out. And like, my situation where I have to work out is to be in a workout class. You can't just like stand still on a workout class, you know, like you have to do it because everyone else is doing it. So maybe like go to a library, or if it's motivation in terms of like creative burnout or like anything like that, put yourself in a situation that's uncomfortable enough where if you're not doing it, you kind of feel bad. I don't know if that's good advice, because technically I'm saying like shame yourself into doing it. So I don't know if that's good advice, but that's what works for me. And this is why I've never been on a TED Talk. Okay, I think the best way to describe how I'm doing my process right now is like, so this is like wet compared to like this part of my hair, which is now straight. And then I put this oil in it, I just put it in, and then I like grab it. And then I get my thermal brush and I get that bit that I was talking about earlier, like where the line is there, take it to my root and then wrap this around. And then I literally just like keep turning it, which kind of gives it this like weird curl, which will look good when it's straight, but it doesn't look good on like naturally curly hair. You see what I mean? Like, come on girl, you look like a fucking Tudor. Anyway, so I just do that like 3 times over, which is why I have to use heat protection, because this is like so much heat on my hair. And I would just like to say that in the new year, I will not be straightening my hair. Hold me to that, girly pops, okay? Hold me to that, because I'm really proud of how much my hair has grown. Like, my hair has not grown this long in so many years, and I'm really proud of the effort that I put in. So I want to keep growing it, and I've just splurged on hair products, so yeah, I would like to keep growing it. But yeah, so it gives it this like curly whatever, and then I just go over it with the Dyson. So yeah, then I get my Dyson, grab it like that, and then, so I don't do the roots first because they hurt and they need more care than the rest of them. So I do that bit after, but straighten this bit out, la-di-la-di-la. The end's always the worst bit because they're so frizzy and so dead, and like, yes Mary, just cut your hair and then maybe we won't have a problem, but why would I cut my hair when it never grows? Feels like taking a step back without the payoff. Anyway, this is the bit that's like horrendously scary. So I pull it and then and then there we go. Because the roots need to be straight, girlies. Okay, we can't be doing like straight ends. We can't be doing straight ends and then curly roots. Okay, it's not mix and match. It's one or the other. Look at this. What's this random blonde streak in my hair? I hate when my natural hair color comes through. But my hairdresser's back from maternity leave in February. Oh, but I just said I wasn't straightening my hair. Well, guess I might be seeing her. Fun fact, actually, really sad fact. Is that what the phrase was? Oh god, I do miss that time on TikTok. Anyway, the fun fact, really sad fact, is the fact that I need to go and do my Christmas shopping, and it's nearly 6 p.m. and shop shuts at 9. And I haven't got anyone a present. So that's always fun and fresh. Anyway, the next question is, and I really like the respect of this question. Also, you know who you are, but I love you, and you've been with me on TikTok forever, so like, Ilya Millie, he said, don't answer if you don't want to. Are you able to live off TikTok ads and YouTube? So now I am. Like, I mean, I always say this, and like, I'm always gonna preface every single time I'm like transparent about my pay with you guys. with the fact that like I live with my parents, and so I don't pay bills, I don't pay rent, I don't pay like water, electricity, any of that. Like if I want to eat something that's not being cooked for dinner, then I have to buy that, which is like absolutely normal and like understandable. I'm 24 living with my parents, which isn't a bad thing, but like, you know, if I'm not gonna eat the dinner that my parents cook, then like I have an income where I am able to buy food for myself. Um, but yeah, I am able to live off social media, basically, like encompassing everything that you mentioned. And I feel very fortunate for that, obviously. I also just didn't know that that was something that you could make money off, and like had no idea that like brands and ads and stuff paid so much. And so yeah, it's been a real shock because like I've always said like from the beginning that I am happily transparent about my pay, and I've had people who also do this. When I got my first brand deal when I had 11,000 followers, and I was very lucky. Actually, I'm gonna put my straighteners down because this is like a chat that I need to pay full attention for. I was very lucky because the brand was like, we'll pay you £4,000. Like it was non-negotiable. But I was like, you'll pay me how much? I was like, bro, I'm a millionaire. I was like, I'm done. Like I had never been, I've never seen that much money in my bank account. Like I was flabbergasted. I was like, whoa, I should have dropped out sooner. And I know I'm being funny about it, but like I am really grateful for that, because it set precedent for then when brands emailed me like, oh, what's your rate? I knew that I could base it from that. And so obviously as my following has increased and like I'm making more videos and I'm doing more brand deals and like affiliating myself with different brands, that means that the price just keeps going up. And so for me, like at the beginning of this year, like my base rate was about like 7,500 for an ad. And so obviously like that's sustainable for a month. Like I used to work in a pub and I would get literally paid maybe like £70 a week. I didn't work every day. But like obviously, what's that? £280 a month. So like it wasn't like I couldn't live off that. Like that's not even rent, you know? And so now being able to like negotiate those prices and be like, no, I know that like other people get paid this, because that's like a benefit to having a lot of friends who do social media, which I don't have a lot of friends who do social media, but I am like very close with Jazz and like very close with Eli, and like Tamsin has given me some help with like negotiating and things like that, and we've had a conversation about it. But like hearing everyone else's perspectives kind of helps you understand the budget that brands have, because a lot of brands, not all brands, but a lot of brands want to lowball you. And so obviously the brands that are paying like thousands and thousands are big brands. Like I don't even know if I'm legally allowed to say what brands, but like you could look through my ads that I've done and like see the brands that I'm talking about. They're like big brands. But like there are smaller brands that either can't pay because they can't afford to, and like they're a startup, or like they just don't have like a marketing team or a social team or anything like that. They just don't have the budget for it, or they like can only pay you like a couple hundred, which like to me is still a lot of money. And like if a brand's like, oh, I can pay you like £200, if I truly believe in that brand and like really love it, more often than not I'll be like, don't even worry about it, like I'll just talk about it in a video. Because also when you accept payment, it comes with a lot of terms and conditions of like you have to disclose that it's an ad, which obviously is like the correct thing to do. And like I always disclose when something's an ad or if something's gifted. But there are loads of small brands that I really love and like really want to support, and so like I would never ever be like, this is my rate, like if you can't reach it then fuck you. Like I would never do that. And so, you know, there are some months where there are loads of small brands that are reaching out to me like, hey, like we saw that you bought one of our products, like would you be down to make a video if we sent you some? And like won't offer payment and like just don't have the budget for it. And I'm like, absolutely, like I'm so down, like, because I already love it. Like I would talk about it anyway. And so like if say for example those were the only brands reaching out to me, then I wouldn't be able to live off it. But you know, capitalism, and like there are big corporate brands that want to be like, okay, what's your rate, and like send us your media pack and whatever, and I'll be like, cool, like this is my rate. And like, yeah, my first ever brand deal really set the precedent for me, because I had no idea that brands had that money. I was like what? Excuse me, can you run that by me one more time? But then I was like, okay, I know now how it works. So yeah, that was very long-winded, but I can live off what I make through ads. I'm not on the TikTok Creator Fund. I left that, okay. I left that like a year ago, probably over a year ago, because it's not a substantial amount of money. Okay. Yeah, it's not a substantial amount of money, so I left the Creator Fund, because there was also all that talk about how like it limits your views and like whatever, and I was just like, do you know what, like it's not worth like £100 a month for, okay, like shut up. It's not worth like £100 to like limit your views and stuff. So I was like, okay, cool, like whatever, left the Creator Fund, never looked back. But then with YouTube, their AdSense is a lot different to how TikTok works. And so on YouTube, you get paid for having ads placed in your videos. And so you get paid based on the views that your video gets, basically. And so that Creator Fund, or like Creator Market, I don't know what it's called on YouTube, is like a lot more sustainable for like living off. But everything I make from YouTube, I've put into a savings account, because it's not as much as I make from ads and brand deals. So I put all of that into a savings account. When I say savings account, I mean I sent it to my parents to look after, because I can't have a savings account. But obviously like I'm not a big YouTuber, so like I'm not raking it in. But yeah, brand deals that I do on TikTok or Instagram are sustainable to live off, and I feel so fucking lucky that that's like kind of happened for me. But like, you know, you see like massive YouTubers who haven't posted a video in like 6 months, and that's like, they're so fine. Like as long as all of their old videos are being watched, they're doing a-okay. Which now is like a consumer and a doer, is that? I don't know. I'm like amazed, because like when I was younger and I'd like watch Zoella and stuff, I was like, how the fuck do these people make money? I was like, how is she buying the £100 Uggs? Like, how is she doing that? And I'm like, oh. Cannot even begin to tell you how many times I've burnt my hands and my foreheads in this process. Like, this gets so hot, and this part are fucking boiling, and so I just keep burning myself. Anyway, on to the next cue. Do you ever plan to become a business owner? And if so, what would be your ideal industry? I've never thought about owning a business. Like, truthfully, I think like the goal is to just like completely work for myself. Like, I don't have a manager, I don't have an agent, like I don't have a team, you know, it's like me and then like my dad if I don't understand something in a contract. But in terms of like businesses, I mean, I haven't even considered merch, so like I really don't think I'm the type of person to own a business. Never say never, but like I've just never given it any thought. I don't know, like I would love to write a book, but like that's it. Like but even then, like that wouldn't be like my business, you know, it would be like a publishing company. I'm so okay with being the middleman. I feel like we don't speak about this enough. Like, I am genuinely so okay just being the guy in the middle. Like, I don't want to be at the top. Like, I don't want to, like, I don't need it. Like, I am very okay not being a business owner, not being like a CEO or any of that. Like, yeah, I've never really given it any thought in terms of like what I would do if I was a business owner, because I just don't think I would be. And that's like the honest truth. This one popped up more than once, and it's the assumption that I'm bisexual. Girly pops, let's talk about this. You think a straight girl loves Phoebe Bridgers this much? The thing is, I've never put a label on it. And like, even when I was in just like heterosexual situationships, like never put a label on it and like have lived very peacefully that way. I like everyone. I like people. And that's it, really. Sorry, I'm trying to push my comb back in. Yeah, I've never really been one to like put a label on things. I just love people, and yeah, I don't know. It's never really been something I felt like I need to do. I guess like if you were gonna put a label on it, it probably would be that. But I just don't. I've always just said I like who I like, and that's it. Okay, the next cue. What's the biggest turning point that changed your perspective on everything? Okay, it was when I was applying for uni. It was my first year. Like, I had been accepted into my dream uni, which was the uni that I went to, Sussex. No longer my dream uni, but I got accepted and I didn't have anywhere to live because I had taken a gap year and then completely forgot to apply for housing. So I didn't have anywhere to live, and I didn't have like a good enough reason for them to give me housing like under any exceptional circumstances. And so I was just on a wait list to see if like someone didn't accept their offer or like something like that. And I remember like crying every single day and like telling my mom, I was like, I am not going. Like, if I don't have anywhere to live, like, I'm not going. And my mom is like the type of person who you want to comfort you. And she said to me throughout the whole thing, she's actually said it my entire life, but like, so my mom's really religious and I'm not anymore. But I do find that there are things that I learned whilst being an organized religion and like practicing Catholicism that I take with me now. And an example of that is the fact that like Romans 8:18 is my favorite Bible verse. And I think it's applicable to absolutely everything. And it is basically that the suffering now will be worth it for the glory in the end. And obviously they mean like heaven, but for me, like, I interpret that as like everything you go through is worth something, and like the pain that you go through will prove to be worth it. You didn't just go through it for nothing. And so my mom, back to the uni thing, my mom always said to me, she's like, God always figures something out for you. And you know, I rolled my eyes. I was like, I don't believe in God. And she was like, okay, but like, even if you don't, like, the universe will figure it out for you. Like, you're gonna be okay. You just have to believe that you're gonna be okay. And every time she said this, I would be like, shut up. Like, it's not gonna be okay. Like, I don't have anywhere to live. And she was like, okay, you don't have anywhere to live at uni, but like, you still have a house. Like, you can commute. And I was like, absolutely not. Like, I'm not commuting in my first year. No, no way. And she, every single day, she was just like, Mary, like, it's gonna be okay. Like, whatever happens is gonna be the best for you. And literally 2 days before uni was starting, so like before we had to move in, I got an email saying that a room had opened up, and my mum was like, I told you that everything will work out. And that, like, she'd been saying it my whole life at this point. So I was 19, like, she'd been saying it for 19 years, and I had just never listened to her. Typical teenager. But it was that moment, I was like, everything does work out. And it's changed my life accepting it now, because anything can happen, and I am prone to panicking. Like, I am the type of person who will panic over everything. I get so much anxiety about being late and like leaving things to the last minute. I say this as I need to do my Christmas shopping in like 10 minutes, but like, I am just such a panicker. But I do feel like that's just a part of me, and like, I always have to panic, and like, I'm very okay with that now. You know, like, how many meds have I been on? I still have panic attacks. Like, that's just me. But even when I'm panicking, I can like hear my mum's voice being like, everything's gonna work out. And it's like helped me relax so much, and it's changed my perspective on everything. Because when things don't work out the way that I planned, I'm like, okay, maybe it didn't work out that way because I deserved more. You know, maybe the thing that I was wishing for didn't happen because I deserved more than what I was wishing for. Pardon me. And this is like the thing with you know, I've always said rejection is just redirection. Like that comes from my mom. Like she completely changed my mindset on like how the universe works, and like the fact that you just have to believe that what's for you will be yours. And like I know it's so cringe because like on TikTok everyone's like, comment to claim this, blah blah blah, but like you have to claim it. You know, you have to claim that the things that are meant for you are going to find you. And yeah, it's really weird because it was like just my uni accommodation that like completely changed that and like made it click for me, because like that was a summer that I was like so depressed, like it was awful. Like it was, I don't know how I survived that summer. And then the added stress of like not having anywhere to live for uni was like big breaking point for me. And then when I got somewhere to live, it just all kind of clicked into place, and I was like, ah, mum does know best. Interesting. Okay, I love this question. Picture this. Both Taylor Swift and Phoebe Bridgers propose. Who are you marrying and why? Guys, you might find this difficult to believe, but this is a very easy question for me. I'm marrying Phoebe Bridgers. I love that woman. I love her to pieces. Like, I'm in love with her. Like, it's not even a joke. Like, I have the biggest crush on her. And Taylor Swift is like, I would love her as a friend, but I don't think I'd want to sleep with her, you know? Like, I'm just not really attracted to her like that. But Phoebe, girl. The next question is, do I believe in a higher power? And not really. Purely because, like, I used to believe in God and don't anymore. But I believe in the power of the universe. I believe that there is something out there. I just don't know what it is, and I don't want to, like, put a label on it. I don't want to say that, like, it's a god or it's a person or it's, like, whatever. I just think there is something so much bigger than us out there. But I don't know what it is. But, like, I just have that faith, I guess, that like there is something so much bigger than me and like so much bigger than the world and anything that we can even conceptualize, because it would make sense of our world. And I always say that everyone's just looking for something to believe in, whether it's God, whether it's crystals, whether it's a fucking tree, like everyone is just looking for something to believe in. And yeah, my thing is just like believing that there is something out there, purely because like this world is so crazy, you know, like there are so many things that just don't make sense. And in order to make sense of the things that don't make sense, I have to believe that there's something that makes it make sense. And I don't know what that is, and none of us will know what that is until we die. Like, it could be nothing. It literally could be an abyss. Like, we just die and, like, that's it. But I, like, do kind of believe in reincarnation, purely because of, like, deja vu and things like that. But, like, not in like, a crazy way. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Do you ever, like, meet someone and you're just like, you are my soulmate, but like it's so much more than that? Like, it's like you knew them in a past life. Like, that's just how it feels. And I always say that to people, I'm like, I must have known you in a past life. And yeah, I don't know. There's just like all these different, there are like different things from different religions and different beliefs that I have like kind of taken and been like, oh no, that clicks and that clicks and that clicks. But like the religion as a whole doesn't really fit me. And so I think because of that, and especially because like I did spend so much time in my life praying like to God, I think that there will always be a part of me that believes that there has to be something out there. It could be bloody aliens controlling us. Like, I don't know. That's the truth. Like, I mean, obviously that's the truth. Like, I don't know. I don't have private intel. But I just believe that there is something higher and something bigger than all of us. And maybe one day it will all make sense and maybe one day it won't. But you don't know till you're dead. So whilst I'm here, I like to believe that there is something much bigger than me. I might die and find out that there was nothing and it was me and I wasted my life. So, okay, next question is, do you have any dating goals going into the new year? No. I think like I did the dating thing this year and it was like, okay, but like, I don't know, it felt really forced and I think I wanted it too much. And I also realized that I'm not really in a place in my life right now where like I can date someone. And so I think if it happens, it happens, and like I won't prevent it. But like I'm definitely not really like searching for it anymore. because yeah, I don't know, like dating obviously teaches you so much about yourself, and it's like such a good thing to do, and I'm really proud of myself for doing it, and I'm really happy that I did. But I also just think like I wanted it too much for it to be a thing, you know, like people always say it comes when you're not looking for it, and like part of me does not believe that, because I have not been looking for it for most of my life and it has not come. But yeah, I think this year like I wanted it too bad, and you know, I had all these situations where it's just like I'm not even in the right place to date someone, so why am I doing this? But I know it's really good to date, and like it's such a good like social experiment. Not on them, like on yourself. But no, I don't have any dating goals, but I would like to go on more dates. But I'm definitely like not making it a goal. Like if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, so be it. Okay, so the hair is straight, but let's style it, because this is, I mean, it's fine. But I want to try this, okay, guys? So when I got my hair done at Dyson, this is what they did. They took, oh my god, I actually used to have bangs. Anyway, so I want to get like, you know, like the curtain bang, not the bang. I want to get the curtain bang look. And this is what they did. Obviously it was with a Dyson Airwrap and not this. But I'm kind of scared, because if this fucks up. Okay. 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 And we flopped. Okay. 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 That didn't work. You know when you do your hair and then it like works once and then you can like never replicate it? Me as fuck. Anyway, I'm just gonna like curl the ends in. And I'm not gonna put any, oh, I feel like I should put hairspray on it, but it just makes it so like weird. Look at me, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm like, yeah, hair tutorial. I need to go Christmas shopping! Oh my god, okay, I'm giving myself 8 minutes. I'm gonna leave at 7. I think Selfridges shuts at 9. I don't know, my mom said that, but my mom never wears her glasses, so she could be like misreading something. Anyway, that's my hair did. That's how I do it. Dyson and Amica. Everything can come off charge. My room is so smoky. This is the heat protectant that I use, the Living Proof Restore Smooth Blowout Concentrate. It looks like this. I know I said it at the beginning of the video, but like that's literally all that's in my hair. I might add some more oil. Yeah, I'm gonna add, my knees. She doesn't have the mega knees. I'm gonna add this Virtue Healing Oil just because I like have just put so much heat on my hair. It says put 2 or 3 drops. Okay, that was something. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, that's. I need to go grocery shopping. Bye, love you.